When you're designing a large program like this one here, you will want to go in and under the build options select clean solution. What this will do is it actually cleans out all of the code that gets compiled as you're building your program. Now when you go and do a fresh build, you'll actually be forcing the compiler to recompile everything from scratch. If you don't do this, sometimes within Visual Studio you'll be using old code with new code and things will not get properly aligned whenever you start running your program. You may notice strange behaviors like you'll program something in but then you'll notice that it doesn't really get implemented or things like that. Or you program something in, you compile it, it works, but then later on you try to compile the exact same code and it doesn't work. It's because that your code is using something it shouldn't really be using. So to get around that, every now and again you should go under Build, Clean Solution, and this will clean up everything that you have in your project. Now when you do a clean build, it's going to recompile everything and try to make sure that everything is still okay. If there's something wrong, like in this case, we do have 2 failed projects, then we need to go and fix these. I missed these earlier because I never did a clean, so that's why we're getting these error messages right now. So let's clean these up. If we take a look here, we see that under vector3 for the mathlib, it says fatal error cannot open include file stdafx.h. If we look inside the mathlib, right-click, go to Properties. Under C++ General, you'll notice that we're missing the directory in which stdafx.h resides in. That directory happens to be under core, so you'll need to go in here and just type in core, like so. That should get rid of this first error, and let's rebuild again. And we get another error here, this is the second one, which says cannot open precompiled header for game engine. And under this is trying to compile the game engine project, but there's something wrong with the precompiled headers. So if we take a look here under game engine, actually you should do this under Solution Explorer, you'll notice under core we have stdafx, and under the headers we have core stdafx.h. This is our precompiled header. If you right click on him and go to Properties, under precompiled headers, you notice here it's specified to use precompiled headers. However, this is incorrect because the precompiled headers should be created using stdafx.h. So you should go in here and select Create Precompiled Headers, like so. Now when you make this change, make sure you have stdafx.cpp selected. All the other guys, if you select, you should still be using precompiled headers. And as a matter of fact, if you click on Game Engine up here, it should say Use Precompiled Headers. That's correct. The only difference you need to make here is under stdafx.cpp, you need to make sure you select Create Precompiled Header. Alright, we've fixed that. Now let's do a clean again. And we'll do a build. So this is going to be forcing the compiler again to rebuild all 4 projects that we have inside of our solution. And this time I think it should fix up all those errors that we had previously. I don't know how long we've had these errors dragging along with us, but I have a feeling that whenever we changed this directory structure, that's whenever we came into the problem, but we never did a clean, so we were always using the old precompiled headers. Okay, so now everything's fine, and if you run it, you should be able to see the standard scene where we just have our green grid with nothing else being loaded.